Hey everyone, welcome to our Blender Beginner series. So this whole series is broken up into 6 different chapters. So in chapter 1, we'll look at how to do all the modeling, so taking basic primitive shapes inside Blender and creating more complex 3D assets. And then chapter 2, we'll have a look at how to UV unwrap all of our models so that we can take it into texturing, which we'll cover in chapter 3. Then chapter 4, we'll look at our lighting and our cameras before we start looking at some surface imperfections. And then finally, we'll do rendering and compositing. So there are some resources that you need to download to be able to follow along. So if you click the link in the description of the video, you will find all the reference images we use to actually model everything. There's also a file of all the custom decals I've created that you can use inside the scene, and there's also an ebook that talks through the whole process as well, so you can either follow along to the videos or you can follow along to the ebook as well. It covers the same things. If you've got any questions about anything as you're going through it, leave a comment in the video that you're struggling with, and I'll get back to you. Hi everyone, welcome back to part 17 of our Blender beginner course. So we have nearly finished unwrapping everything. So the only thing we've got left to unwrap is our Mandalorian helmet. So all we're going to do is let's grab all the parts of our helmet, come around to the back as well, make sure we get everything on here. / to isolate everything. You don't need that one. I'm going to come out of X-ray mode. Make sure that I do grab everything from the helmet. There we go. So let's start with the main body. So let's hide all the bits around it. Okay, so relatively easy thing to actually unwrap. So we're just going to grab the little cheek sections along there. We'll mark that as a seam along there. In fact, what we'll probably do is let's grab along there as well. Mark a seam like that. I need to have the details around where the visor is going, and I feel like that's probably quite a good place to have a seam. Like that. Mark seam. Let's come along here, we'll put those in. Grab a seam there. Okay, that goes along the bottom there. We need to do this side of the cheek as well. Let's grab those. So that grabs most of those details. Let's then grab along the top here. Mark seam. I'm just sort of going where these quad bits go. Let's mark seam. 38U. Then unhide the other bits, or hide the main part of the helmet. Let's grab the visor. Just make sure we get this end part over here. Okay, so that one is done as well. So get rid of the helmet and that part. Yeah, it should be quite easy, so we can literally just grab these corners along here. Come over to the side. Perfect. Let's hide that bit. So here, let's grab these edges along there. Excuse me. Mark seam. See if I missed any. Oh, yep, along here. Okay. Come all the way back to the back. Just hide this bit to get out of the way. Right, let's see how that looks, see if we've missed any parts. I think I actually managed to get everything there. Let's hide those bits. Well, let's leave the earpieces till last. Let's hide those. Let's grab this bit. Mark seam. Okay, what we'll do is let's just unwrap one of these and then we'll duplicate the same one a few times. Gets a bit fiddly when you got loads of little bits. Okay, right click, mark seam. Fine. Then all we're going to do is let these bits go to the back. Shift D, in fact, let's come to the left. Shift D, move just under. And then do Shift R, it will repeat our last action. And it's just this final one here we need to unwrap. Okay, so I think that means the only thing left to do is the ear part of our helmet. So first of all, let's separate by these parts, and let's just delete one side of it. Let's isolate, start grabbing seams. So actually we don't necessarily need that seam, but we need this seam and this seam. Perfect. Let's grab this one. Nice and quick. Mark seam. Okay. So then it's just this one, which is a slightly more complex thing to do, but even still, not too bad. I do tend to grab the edge in the middle of the three where I've done bevels. I just think that makes more sense for me personally when I do it. Right, let's see if I've got all of those. Okay, so I think I'm still, see here I've missed a seam, mark seam. There we go. And then we'll just do this back piece as well. Just grab that full edge. Mark seam. There we go. So I'm going to take all of these and rejoin them together. I'm going to cursor to selected and set the origin to the 3D cursor and then re-mirror that across. Add modifier, mirror, like that, so that's in place. And then apply it. And then all we need to do, grab all those bits, link materials, I think I might have missed, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave that a save. And then let's just scale these a little bit. And then like before, let's grab all these, do them at the same time. Okay. I'm going to get rid of any additional models I don't want. Got a reference image there still for some reason. Okay, give this a save. So we finished unwrapping everything. So it doesn't matter if you didn't get it all exactly, you can sort of go along with it as you're texturing as well. It's not a huge deal. But the idea being it's just so you get a rough idea of how the material is going to lay out, and it's going to be the right similar sort of scale as you're going along. So obviously it's not the most exciting part of the 3D modeling process, but it's important. It gets you an idea of how it's going to lay out. You are more than welcome as you're doing this, by the way. You want to start adding some extra models in there. Like, for example, I feel like what I want to do is take one of these pens. It's probably easier if I do this. Shift D, bring that over. Then I just feel like I should have another pen here somewhere. Just something sort of like that. So that's sort of like the view we're going for. So if I come up, we see here that the squares here are like squashed like rectangles essentially. So we just want to make sure we select that S and X and just to stretch that out to make them more square-like. Okay, so now's your time to have like a little look around, check. It doesn't matter if they're, so these are still squares, they're just rotated round because of the angle that they're on, so that's not a problem. But you just want to make sure that everything is square and there's no major distortion. You can always go back and change any of our, so the distortion we've got here is just because it's a wavy model, and same in here as well. But that's pretty much it in terms of UV unwrapping. Hopefully that's all made sense. It is a little bit more complicated, but once you get used to the workflow of it, and once you start to get comfortable with it, it's easier to start doing it as you're modeling as well. So we'll stop there, and in the next chapter we'll actually start applying our textures where the whole scene will start to come to life.